Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today for your yoga practice. My name is Karen, and today I'm going to be sharing a mellow yoga flow with you all. So it's going to be a really gentle, slow paced class, and we'll just get straight into it. So we will get started seated. So you can come to a comfortable cross-legged position, whatever feels good for you. Maybe you'd like to sit up on a cushion, or if you have yoga blocks, you might want to sit up on those. Just do whatever you need to make yourself extra comfortable. If having the legs crossed just doesn't feel good for your knees, no, you can always just extend your legs out in front of you. Or if you're near a wall, you can even sit up against a wall to support yourself that little bit more. Once we found that comfortable seated position, resting your hands on your knees, rolling your shoulders down your back. You can begin to close your eyes here if that feels good to you, or you might just prefer to soften your gaze. Thinking of stacking your shoulders above your hips. It might even feel like you're leaning back a lot more than usual. Feeling your sitting bones really earthing, really rooting into the surface beneath you. From here, feeling your spine growing tall as the crown of your head rises up towards the ceiling. We'll begin to take some nice deep breaths here at our own pace. Inhaling, breathing all the ways down into your belly, and exhaling nice and slowly. Just a few more breaths just like this. As you breathe, inviting all the micro muscles of your face to relax, feeling your eyebrows softening, feeling your jaw relaxing. And then once you're ready, we'll begin to move a little bit here. Dropping your chin to your chest, taking a deep breath into the back of your neck. Allowing your left ear to roll around so that your left ear stacks on top of your left shoulder, feeling a stretch into the right side of your neck. You can stay like this, or you might like to bring your right fingertips down beside you, noticing how this changes the stretch. Another deep breath into the right side of your neck. Running the right hand back to your knee. Just rolling your chin back to center and over to the other side. So now your right ear stacks above your right shoulder. And noticing how this stretch feels in the left side of your neck. You can stay here, or you might like to bring your left fingertips down beside your left glute. Notice if maybe the stretch moves into your left arm here. And one last deep breath. And then we'll bring our left hand back to our knee. Roll chin back to center And now we'll just start to make some semicircles with our neck here. So moving back and forth from left to right at your own pace. If you find any little kind of sticky spots that you feel like need a little bit of extra love, you can always hold there and just breathe into that. You might like to take full circles of your neck here if that feels good to you, rolling the head back. Sticking with your semicircles, of course, if it doesn't quite feel right to do full circles. And if you're doing your full circles, let's just change direction. Keep your breath nice and deep as you move. And then once you're ready, we'll bring our chin back to our chest and then stack our head up above our hips once more. We're going to inhale now to reach our arms up to the sky. Exhale, bringing your hands onto your shoulders, and we're going to take some big shoulder circles here. So just rolling the shoulders forward so that the elbows meet at the front, and then opening your elbows nice and wide, rolling your shoulders down your back. So we'll just keep going like this at our own pace, really starting to open up the chest even as we roll out our shoulders. And then we'll just change directions of those shoulder rolls. So we'll roll the shoulders forward this time. On your next inhale, reaching your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, right hand comes to left knee. Your left hand will come back behind you, acting as a kickstand for a twist. We'll inhale to reach tall through the crown of our head. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Maybe you look over your left shoulder if that feels nice to you. We're going to be here for 2 more slow, deep belly breaths. And then inhale, coming back to center, reaching your arms up. Exhale, other side. So left hand to right knee now, and the right hand is behind you, supporting you. We'll inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, maybe you twist a little bit deeper, and if it feels good, you might look over your right shoulder. 2 more deep breaths here. And then we're slowly coming back to center. I'm just going to change the way I'm sitting for a moment. And then we'll come to our next posture. So we're going to come to deer pose. For this, you're going to bring your right leg back behind you. So your right knee has a 90-degree angle, and so does your left knee. Now, if you feel like you're kind of falling off to one side, you can sit up in a cushion or a bolster here to support yourself. We'll inhale, reach tall through the crown of the head. You can stay like this if this feels like plenty, or maybe you fold a little bit forward in your deer pose. Feeling a stretch in your left hip, and you might feel a big stretch into the right hip flexor here as well. 2 more breaths in deer. Slowly making your way out of that. We'll bring our right leg around in front of us now for a half butterfly. So the left sole of your foot is just resting against your right thigh. Right toes flex back towards your face. We'll inhale to reach the arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, folding forward. Your hands can rest anywhere that feels nice to you. If your right knee feels uncomfortable, feels a little funky, you can always bend into your right knee here to support yourself. You might even bend so much into the right knee that the right foot plants into the mat. And that's great. It's all about finding a version of this pose that feels good to your body. Last breath here. And then we'll slowly rise up and out of that. So we'll come to deer pose on the other side. So we're going to bend into our right knee now and then send our left leg back behind us. So we have that 90-degree angle with our left knee and a 90-degree angle with our front knee as well. Deer pose, inhale. You can stay just like this if this feels like enough. Or maybe you start to fold a little bit forward if that feels beneficial to you, of course. Another 2 breaths here, breathing into your hips. And then we'll slowly rise up and out of that, bringing that left leg around once more for half butterfly on the other side. Bend in the right knee, right foot is next to our left thigh. Left foot is flexing back towards our face. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Hands can rest anywhere along your leg. 2 more breaths here. And we'll slowly rise up and out of that. Extending both legs in front of us now for a forward fold. Your toes are flexing back towards you. We'll inhale, reach arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, fold forward. Again, those hands can rest anywhere that feels good to you. And know that you can always have a deep bend in the knees here in your forward fold as well. Especially if it feels difficult to fold forward, bending your knees can really help. So know that option is always available. Two more breaths. And we'll slowly make our way out of that. And we're going to come forward onto all fours, onto table position in whatever way works for us. So the hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Let's wake up our spine, some cat-cows. Inhale, drop your belly towards the mat, pull your chest through your arms, gazes forward. Exhale, reverse it. So tucking your tailbone, doming out through the upper back, chin comes to chest for cat. Inhale, dropping the belly towards the mat, gazing forward, cow. Exhale, puffing out through your back, chin comes to chest. Push the ground away with hands and knees, cat. Once more, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming to a neutral spinal position now. We'll extend our right leg back behind us, right sole of the foot on the mat. Then your left shin can be coming off on the diagonal and it will be coming off your mat. We're going to reach our right arm up to the sky for a supported side plank, which will make a side stretch. So reaching your right arm in line with your right ear, right palm facing down towards your mat. Feeling a big side body stretch here. Imagining an energetic line going all the ways from the right fingertips to the right foot. One more breath here. And then we're reaching right arm up to the sky, using your core for a big transition, lifting yourselves up, stacking shoulders above hips, letting right arm slide down the right leg, left arm comes in line with left ear, gate pose, another big side body stretch on the left side this time. This time, feeling that big line of energy going from the left knee all the ways up to the left fingertips. One more breath. And then slowly stacking shoulders above your knees once more. We're going to do a modified puppy pose now. So for this, you're walking your arms out in front of you. Your forehead may rest on the ground, but it's okay if it doesn't. Feeling a big stretch into your shoulders, into the chest. One more breath here. And then we'll slowly walk our hands back underneath our shoulders and make our way back to a tabletop position, all fours. We're going to take some cat-cow barrel rolls in between sides. So for this, you're dropping your belly towards the mat on an inhale. Then you're moving over to the left as you exhale, starting to round out your back and then move over to the right. So this is a super explorative pose. It's as though you are envisioning yourself inside like a cylinder or a barrel, and you're trying to scrape around the edges with your torso. So you can get as explorative with this as feels good to you. We'll change directions. There is no right or wrong. You could even bend your elbows. You could start to lower hips towards heels, whatever feels good. One more breath here. And then just coming back to neutral. Let's do that all on the other side. So this time we're going to extend our left leg back behind us. Left sole of the foot is on your mat. Right shin is going to come off in the diagonal to act as a kickstand here. Right hand is underneath your right shoulder, reaching left arm up to the sky. And then bringing your left arm down and in line with the left ear, with the left palm facing the mat for a big side body stretch. Just 2 more breaths here, and I'll just move around so that I can face you. 1 more breath. Big transition here. Reaching left arm up to the sky, pulling your core up and in, coming to gaze, stacking shoulders above hips. Left arm leans down your left leg, right arm in line with right ear, gate pose. big side body stretch, right side this time. One more breath here. And then shoulders stack above hips once more. We're coming to this variation of puppy pose where we walk our hands out in front of us, feeling the stretch in our shoulders. Don't worry if your head doesn't touch the ground. It doesn't need to. Two more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, walking your hands back in towards you, and we'll come back to our tabletop position. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to tuck our toes under, pick your knees up, and then push into the ground. Send your hips up and back on the diagonal for down dog. Your head is in between your arms, and then your gaze can be in between your feet. You can stay in stillness, or maybe you'd like to walk at the dog, bending into one knee, straightening through the other, getting into the backs of your legs now. Keep pushing your mat away with your hands so your shoulders are strong. And once you're ready, we're all going to tippy toe to the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold with bent knees, holding onto opposite elbows. Let your head hang heavy here. Feeling a nice release all along your spine. The more you bend your knees, the more your lower back can release. Now, last breath here. From here, bringing your fingertips onto the mat, we're just going to walk our feet out nice and wide. Toes are pointing off on the diagonals, sinking your hips down low, coming into yogi squat. Now, don't worry if your heels are up off the mat a lot. They do not have to be touching the ground. If it just isn't feeling comfortable to be down here with the heels up off the mat, what you can do is plant your feet into the mat. Just bend the knees as much as feels good. And then you can rest your hands onto your knees. Hands can come into prayer. Otherwise, sinking your hips low, you can keep your fingers down on the ground on the mat to support you, or hands coming into prayer. And then knees push into elbows, elbows push into knees. Whichever version of yogi squat you're working with, just 3 more breaths here. Then we'll bring our hands down to support us as we come to lay down on our backs, whatever way works for us. Making our way down. Bending into your knees, planting your feet into your mat. Your arms are going to come down beside you. We're going to do a dynamic bridge pose here. So for this, on the inhale, pushing into your feet, squeezing your glutes as you lift your hips up to the sky, reaching your arms back behind you. As you exhale, lowering hips down, bringing arms back to your side. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, pushing into your feet, sending hips to the sky, reaching arms behind you. Exhale, lowering down. 2 more times. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Extending right leg long on your mat, Bringing left knee into your chest. Your left arm will come out to a T. And then just using your right hand, guiding your left knee across the torso over to the right side for a reclined twist. Just make sure with your twist that your left shoulder is really gripping into the ground beneath you. Your gaze can be up at the ceiling, or maybe you look over your left fingertips. Two more deep breaths here. Slowly making our way back to center. Let's switch that out. So right knee comes into your chest now. Left leg long on your mat. Right arm comes out to a T with the right palm facing the ground. Use your left hand to just guide your right knee across your body over to the left. Your right shoulder is really rooting into your mat, but the rest of your body can follow the direction of your right knee. Gaze can be at the ceiling or maybe over the right fingertips. Two more breaths here in your twist. And then we slowly roll back to center, bringing both soles of the feet to touch, letting your knees open wide for reclined cobbler. Hands can rest on your belly, or maybe it feels nice for you to reach your arms up overhead and hold onto opposite elbows, bringing the opening that little bit more into your shoulders and chest. We'll finish our practice here with 3 releasing deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and then exhaling to sigh it out through the mouth. Let's begin. Inhale through your nose, fill your belly up with air. Exhale, sighing it out. Inhale, breathing into the belly, your lungs. Exhale, letting go. Inhale, filling your belly up with fresh oxygen. Exhale, sighing it out. Bringing your hands to the outside of your knees, gently closing your knees back together, bringing knees into your chest, and then we'll just make our way up to seated, either rolling off to the side or maybe just rolling up. We'll finish in a cross-legged position. When you're ready, inhale, reaching your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bringing your hands into prayer position at heart center, Anjali Mudra, bowing your head to your heart. Taking a moment to thank yourself for taking this time out of your day to look after your mind, body, and soul. Sending yourself so much thanks and so much gratitude. Then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to your space. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I really hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you have time, I'd love to know how you found this class. If you could let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.